Good evening.
Ahoy. Aloha. Ahoy. Thank you, Tiffany and Nora, for our beautiful gifts from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And hello, Soul Tribe.
Oh, and this really comes in handy with this Hawaiian breeze.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's our midnight showing tonight.
Yeah. Do you hear the ocean?
Tropical waterfall.
Yes.
So we lit a candle. Vera, do you want to tell our fabulous friends why? To pray for them, to keep them in our prayers and thoughts. We have a lot of people on our prayer list right now.
So that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to light a candle every show.
That's a great idea.
And that's to illuminate all the prayers that we have on our,
yeah.
It's very nice.
For everyone out there who's watching, know that you are in our prayers. See?
No, I better not do that. I was going to put it on my head.
Okay, so we just wanted to give you all a reminder about our fabulous evening with Angus that's coming up.
Right.
My favorite evenings of all. Seriously.
That last class was pretty special.
It was.
Because that was the very first time we did people other than ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that didn't sound right.
What she means is, we were doing the trance. Well, Vera was doing the trance, and we had other people there.
Yeah.
So it was the first time because we always are. Well, you're always answering. He's answering the questions for.
Oh yeah, that's
for
right.
people.
That's true.
Yeah,
but this is the first time that we did a trance though for other people.
There. So and it was a wonderful group, but it's just.
It was amazing. I think we couldn't have done a better group to start off.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared.
Were you?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
It's been a long journey,
because sometimes he doesn't show up. And you go, what are you going to do? And like, well, I've told you that before, remember? Like, he's not here, he's not coming. I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. But yeah, it was awesome. And we actually got a really nice testimonial.
Yes, we did.
From Stacy.
Yeah, she's so awesome.
I still owe you a kiss on your forehead.
But yeah, she was sharing with us that she was saying that her life is, God, where was it? It was super cool what she said. Where is it, Vera? I can't read my own writing.
Let me see.
You
talk amongst yourself.
Okay. She was saying that her life was, I'm pretty sure that she was saying that her life was happy and she had never felt that way before.
Yeah, info changed her life. She's living life and she's never felt that way before.
Oh, she's loving
life. Sorry.
Yeah.
And she's never felt that
and
way
that it
before.
really changed her life.
Yeah, it was incredible, the difference. Because she was around a certain individual that gave out bad juju, and she thought, she believed this person, and it was just, so got away from that person, got away from other people that weren't good, and then,
that's the interesting thing, I think, for a lot of us, because I can really relate to that when you believe bad things about yourself.
Yeah. And somebody could tell you 20 different things positive, but you remember that one thing that they said, well, maybe if you part your hair on the other side, kind of thing,
Right, yeah. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been getting some questions because we were showing a little bit of Angus's picture last week, and we've been talking about the evening with Angus coming up. We've been getting people asking about him and wanted to hear a little bit more about him, and so we wanted to share a little bit about our journey with him. And I just wanted to say, for me personally, interacting with Angus and getting the information through you from him has changed my life too.
Mine too.
My life is
heaven definitely
compared to what I feel like I was living in a hell before, and my life is heaven now.
Yeah. Because
of the information, it's like to see the truth. I mean, living in life, sometimes we can just. I know for me, believe so many, I don't want to say bad things, but the things that happen to us, and we give a lot of energy to that, and instead of seeing our great beauty, our worth, our beauty of who we are, our light, and those types of things, and it's like right there, we just have to see it. And that's one of the amazing things. I mean, knowledge really is power. Yeah. And that information from the other side that he gives is just awesome. But yeah, we just wanted to talk a little bit about...
We just missed our train.
Okay. We just wanted to talk a little bit about our journey with him. Vera, do you remember the
It's
first
never
time
been boring.
that we met him?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to share?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, what happened
I really
was...
don't remember. That's why I'm giving it to you.
We used to work at Sylvia Brown's office, and we were practicing hypnosis at the time, and you were having back pain. And so I did a hypnosis session for you. And one of the things during hypnosis is you can go to past lives, or you can
Go the other side.
go to the other side, which is what Vera did. And this was when he first came to speak with us. And you were describing him, this big mountain of a man,
Yeah.
with just
Massive forearms.
yeah.
That's but, yeah.
And I'll never forget it. So he started talking to us and giving us this information, and I remember him saying, "Do you have a question?" Because he wants to know if you have a question for him. And I did, but I was embarrassed. I didn't want to say it because I had this feeling that we were in that lifetime with him. It was a Scottish life.
Right.
But I don't know, I just felt embarrassed. And I thought, oh, I just really want to be there or whatever. So I said something like, do you have a question? Do you have something to tell my mom, right? And I'll never forget it. You started laughing, and he crossed his arms like this, and he went, like, really? Really? Because he knew that's not what I really did have a question. It was so funny. But that was like the first interaction that we had with him. And yeah, he's just bigger than life, his personality. You know, that's the cool thing too, is that I think a lot of times people might be under the impression, or religion gives people the misunderstanding that on the other side we might lose our personality or our sense of humor and all that, but we keep it.
How boring would that be?
Exactly.
Oh,
we keep our loves and our the way that we are, our humor and everything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Vera and I, we used to, because we lived so far away from the office, we used to sleep over, right?
That was illegal.
Yeah, it kind of was. But every week, I did a session for you.
Yes.
And every week, he was there
Giving us
information for a year. And I swear to God, okay, so that was in October 25th, 2004. The following October, for a whole year, every week, and the following year, you guys, oh my God, I'll never forget it. We were doing the session as usual, and I thought you fell asleep because you trailed off, and I was waiting for you to start talking again. I was, waiting. And then all of a sudden, it was kind of hard for him to speak, and then it was like he had a Scottish accent, and he just said, there's more information. Okay, my mouth was hanging open.
I wish I could have seen that.
I was just like, because he was talking different than how you talk, and it was hard for him at first to say that. And he was just like waiting for me to talk, and I was blown away, you guys. Because then he referred to you in the second person. Is that how they say it? He was talking because you were his sister in that life, and he was saying my sister this and that, and I could tell because it was a different voice the way he was talking, and I was just blown away. Until finally, he's like, "Well, I have to go."
Okay. Thanks for coming.
And then when you came back, you were talking in your chipper voice again, and you were just like,
"Okay,
what happened?" And then when I told you, you guys, she literally totally freaked out.
I did.
Yeah, she freaked out. But later, Angus told us that this was an arrangement that you guys had. So don't worry, hypnosis isn't gonna. You're not gonna.
Yes. No. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but this was an arrangement that you and Angus have because you're so close. You have that really close bond and connection from having so many lives together, mostly as brother and sister. That you agreed to do that in this life for him to come through and give people information to help them heal their soul. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
And giving those answers, because I mean, it's just amazing. But that's just the beginning. So that was in 2005 when he first came through you to talk with us, and we've been having sessions ever since. It's been an amazing story.
It is. It's fascinating.
And I have to tell you guys, I had left the office. There was a kind of a long story about that, but I really wasn't supposed to be there anymore. And one night, Vera snuck me in, and we were in.
Because I was spending the night.
Yeah, she was spending the
And
night.
everyone was gone.
So she snuck me in, and I was in. We were in, I think,
In Sylvia's
office, and we were doing the session, and all of a sudden, her secretary came in. Oh my God.
I freaked out.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I kind of freaked out too.
I was so.
She
I
was
don't know
running
why I was
around.
so scared.
I could hear her outside the door walking up and down the hall, and oh my gosh, that was so nerve-wracking because, I mean, that wouldn't have been good.
Thank God she knew that I was spending the night. She thought I was
She didn't
sleeping.
come in the,
Yeah,
oh my
no.
gosh, she didn't come in the door. But yeah,
No.
I'm trying to think of, I have written down a couple other notes
I
too.
know, and I was like kind of going like, what do we do? What do we do? And you're going, well, it was so good because you kept your head because I was like freaking out. And you go, all she could do is kick me out, and I went, oh, yeah, that's true. So then we just continued.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah,
The stories, huh?
yeah.
It was good times.
I know. There's one story that comes to mind that I've never told anybody.
Ooh, tell us.
You guys, but okay, don't hold it against me. And I'll probably be so embarrassed. I don't know. We should put this out there, but I'm gonna tell you. Okay, and then we'll decide.
Okay.
All right, you guys. There's this thing called a tick-kin. And what a tick-kin is it's a connection that you have with somebody and they follow you from life to life, but it's supposed to be like not a good thing.
What's it called?
It's called a tick-kin. Well, it was
Tick-kin.
during a trance with Angus.
Okay.
It was a term that we had learned at the office. It was a philosophy term
Okay.
called a tick-kin.
So how do you say it?
Well, we were in
Is it a
we were
tick
tick-kin.
tick-kin? Like your
We were having
tick-kin. Okay, got it.
It was during a trance.
Uh-huh.
And Angus was there. We were talking, and I was asking him. I said, "Angus, do we have a tick-kin?" It was the funniest thing that ever happened in trance. And he goes, "A what?" And I was trying not to laugh. I go,
Oh my God.
"A tick-kin." And he's all, "If that's what you call it." It was really funny. But anyway, take that out.
No, I think that's cute.
It was just so funny because it was like
Tick-kin.
he was even chuckling. 'Cause
Isn't that like a
was-
soul stalker?
It's like a soul
Okay.
stalker. But we didn't know back at the office about soul stalkers. It was supposed to be something where, yeah, they followed you into life.
Like Star followed Clinton.
Right,
Right.
exactly. But it just was so funny, you guys, because it just shows the sense of humor that we keep on the other side. So it was just funny. I wanted to share that with you guys because it was so funny. Okay. Yeah, and then I just wanted to say too that what's really amazing about him too is that he's very empowering and yet very loving, but like he gets right down to it. Like we don't want to ask the question if we don't want to really know the answer.
Exactly.
Because he really tells the truth.
And I noticed he's like you know how some people, like Esther Hicks, Abraham is very, how do you say it? Flowery words. I mean, very.
flowery words. We
Yeah,
know what you
okay.
mean. Poetically speak. I don't
Angus
know.
is not like that.
No,
it's
he's
just
not.
cut and. I mean,
There's no fluff.
yeah.
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 He gets down right to the meat of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
We know what you mean.
All right.
But yeah. Okay. Anything else that you wanted to
I
share
can't remember
tonight?
anything else that's so exciting about that. And we
yeah.
might be the only ones that think that's exciting.
Well,
But you know,
when you
this was actually, no, I can't say that. I was gonna say this thing with Stacy really made me see that people do listen, because I'm so used to my family. You know, people pay me for advice. My family, it's like whatever I say, it's the opposite
Right.
kind of thing, you know. So
In other words, you feel like they're not listening to what
yeah,
you're
it's like,
saying.
oh, okay, whatever. So in the olden days, this is bad too. I don't know if I should say it.
Well, we can take it out later.
Okay. I used to say, well, Sylvia said, and they would listen. And so I just kept saying it, and it was really me.
See, that's
Yeah.
bad. But you had the information,
Yeah,
and that's what's important.
just bizarre.
But I think a lot of us can understand that. It's like being marginalized.
Yeah.
And it might not be from your family. It might be from, like, say, what you believe in. Like, there's some people in my own family that because they're a certain religion, they don't believe in anything else. So anything I say is...
And you know, this is really interesting because I talked about this with Sammy and I were texting, and I was talking about how some, not all, but some Christian people are really mean. They're not nice. And she said something very interesting that I never thought about. She said one of her professors said that it's because they feel they're saved, so they don't have to do anything else because they go to church.
Right.
So they don't have to live their philosophy
Right.
like how we try to do it.
Right, right. Well,
I thought that was really interesting. I was like, wow, yeah.
Yeah. I personally, for me, I mean, this might be a different topic. I just wanted to say that I feel like when you live by being a good person, it's more important than going into a building
Right.
once a week or saying some words that I'm saved or whatever. I mean, that's important too, I guess, for some people. But I think living the example, being kind
Yeah.
and
And that's
having
what I don't get with
compassion.
the higher ups there in the government that are supposed to be so, you know, religious, and they're so conservative, and it's about church and God, and that's great,
Right.
but not to live what you believe. You're putting babies in cages. You're putting human beings in cages.
I don't understand that.
You're leaving kids with no parents in a freaking parking lot with nothing. It's like, where did they go? Because their parents were deported.
I know. See, that's the disconnect. I don't understand
I
it
don't
either.
get it.
I don't get it either because it's like, how can
Send her home.
How can somebody believe in God and believe in the Christian way if that's what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
And then do those things. I mean,
Like abortion.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, every life has a right to, and very much so. But are you people going to take care of that child once it's born? No.
Right.
You don't want any social services for anybody. And these people sometimes, you know, it's a predicament that they can't help being in. It's not something like, I'm using it for birth control. You know, that's ridiculous. It's a heartfelt decision.
Right.
It's, you know, it's not some fun thing like, oh, let's go have an abortion today.
Oh God.
You know?
No, yeah. Of
So
course.
and that's what I don't get, how they make these women feel so bad about themselves when they already feel bad enough.
Right. Yeah.
That's not the Christian thing to do.
Exactly.
You know, and
that's so much judgment.
yeah. And
Right.
in our philosophy, we know there's no soul in there.
Right.
So there's really not a human being.
So what Vera is saying that because we chart our life before we come into flesh, and before we incarnate, we chart what we're going to experience. But a soul is not going to go into a fetus that already knows that it's
Not going to be born.
Exactly.
There's no perfection in that. The
Right.
perfecting is with the people that are there already.
Right.
Having to go through it, seeing who's there to help them, seeing who's there not to help them, you know, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I mean there might be a heartbeat, but it's a physical. It's not the soul's
Soul.
not in there yet.
Right.
But I just wanted to say, and it kind of brings it back to some of one of the Angus messages that he's given us is be the example. No matter if it's like we were just talking about beliefs or faith or how to be a good person, or like even in our own families if they don't believe you or whatever, is just to be that example.
Yeah. And that's all you can do.
Because I have that in my own family, like I said, and it's not even about our beliefs. It's just dealing with a person who doesn't believe that I have any worth. Like I don't have anything to contribute. I think we can all understand that in some way, whether it's our gender, our beliefs, our how much money we make in life, or whatever it might be, our this color of our skin, that we can be marginalized. But you know, when it comes to that type of experience, I think even if they don't see that wisdom that we have or that beauty, because all of our own our experience is worthwhile.
Yeah.
As long as we see it, that's what's important, even if they don't. And that's like with Angus, because I've talked to him about that for my own self, and that's what he said. Just be the example.
Yeah.
And those with eyes to see will see, and if they can't, then they can't.
Yeah, that's true.
But I really liked that.
I didn't mean for it to get heavy.
Oh, but yeah, but I love that message though about being the example.
Yeah, that is good. So I did want to ask, do we have anything more about Angus?
Well, there's always more, but what were you going to say?
I was going to bring up there's a question about birthmarks. I'm going to do more birthmarks next week, but I happen to have forgotten my answers somewhere else. It's not available today. So we'll have to do it next time.
Okay.
But this one is, I believe it was Rose.
I think it was
Yeah,
Rose
that asked about this birthmarks with animals, and she just wants to know if there's anything to having your animal having a birthmark for a past life. And
that's a good question.
It is a very good question. The thing is that an animal may have a birthmark similar to yours because you've shared that past life that was significant for your current lifetime. So you probably have been with this animal before, so you have that connection. A lot of times they come in with us many times, you know, it's the same one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it's significant for the both of you when you're both in life together, the animal and the human, then there may be that connection. But relatively, birthmarks on animals, other than that, are just like markings from the mommy or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But if it's a human connection, then they have that.
That's neat.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Well, if you guys have any birthmarks, check your pet and see.
Yeah, really. I'm going to go over and look at all my cats.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thanks for joining us on this beautiful,
balmy night
in paradise.
Yeah.
We love you all.
Yep.
And we will see you next week.
And keep subscribing.
Yes.